field. An EMF field is electric motive force. Every electrical wire, if it's carrying electricity, has got an EMF field around it. Well, mobile phones, right, will work off this EMF field. Now, if it's a 240 volt rail, or a 240 volt rail that's carrying 240 volts, it's about 480 millimeters that phone's got to be to that 240 volt rail, and you can have the battery out and the SIM card out. I have no knowledge that they're even doing this sort of tracking on you, and that's tracking you exactly where you are, listening to the conversations, everything like that. In a car, right, because we know they use them in cars as well, right, it's actually got an EMF field off the 12 volt rail in your car. That one's 180 millimeters. So if you want to disable a phone, just take the SIM card out, take the battery out, and put your phone somewhere where it's nowhere near electricity or any battery source, and it's dead, can't be tracked. On top of that, right, then we go into the area of, when you go to get a mobile phone or a SIM card, you've got to produce your driver's license, and they'll take all those details down. Well, that's simple, right? Let's say you go into a Woolworths store and you want to get a SIM card, okay? Vodafone, Optus, Telstra, whatever, a recharge card one. All you've got to do is, you don't have to show your driver's license. You just turn around and say, look, I've been done for DUI. I don't have a driver's license anymore. I had to hand it in, but I've got a pension card. Now, you might not even be a pensioner, but I can guarantee you if you went down to a Centrelink store, right, and picked the right person and offered them $50, $100, a quarter, whatever, for their pension card, they'll probably hand it over to you, because all they have to do is go in the next day and say, oh, I've lost my pension card, can I have a replacement one, please? Doesn't affect them. You don't tell them that you're going to do something not exactly right. Just tell them that, look, you want to access the pensioner rates when you go to the movies. And they'll think, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay, that's sweet, yeah. Fuck, I've made $50 or $100 or whatever. And I'll just hand it over to you. Then take that to a Woolworths store, right? Ask for a SIM card. They'll ask for ID, right? And you say, look, then you hand them a pension card. It's not your pension card, it belongs to somebody else. But bottom line is, they'll take all those details, and that's who that SIM card's going to be recorded to. And then you can carry on business without anybody tracking your phone, tracking where you are, without anybody accessing and listening to conversations taking place while people are organising things, if you get my drift. And the whole reason why I'm doing this and posting this YouTube video is that I've been getting absolutely hammered for the last 7 years, right, by the government. Things are in place, right? I got injured by working for the same trucking firm, right, once down here in Canberra and a month later up in Queensland. Right? Bottom line is, workers' compensation, it doesn't exist. You're told that you're covered. You're fucking not. Okay? All these things are now run by government departments, and they couldn't give a fuck about you. Well, bottom line is, hopefully that this information will be a little bit helpful to people who want to, dodge the bullet, or want to carry on business and be able to get away with things that, so nobody can actually track them or figure out, listen to conversations and things like that. Use your brains, unless the person you're ringing is using the same system. Ring them on a landline, ring them on a public telephone box, or get them in the same system, and then all of a sudden everything's private. No one's able to track you, no one's able to listen to conversations, no one's able to catch you at doing things. Right? Bottom line is, if anybody finds this information interesting or helpful, or think that shit, that's what I really wanted to know, how this thing works and how we're getting caught, and they think that my information is useful to them and possibly saves them, right? Well, bottom line is, mate, I'd love a donation, even if it's $1 or $5 or $10, whatever you think the information's worth to you. If you think it is and you'd like to send me a donation, you can to Flat 38, 6 Herd Street, that's Heard Street, in Mawson, that's Mawson, Canberra ACT 26007. Hopefully this will be good information to you. Hopefully this will stop the bastards from bloody picking on us anymore, and we can get on with our business. Okay, bottom line is, right, I'm sick and tired of what's been going on to me, right? No one gives a shit about me, and now I no longer give a shit about the system. There'll be more posts, videos going up showing you other ways how to beat the system, how to get around the rules, you know. Then believe me, I'm very astute at being able to do this. I'm not a dumb fuck. I know what I'm talking about. Now, bottom line is, my patent was worth in excess of $500 million to me in royalties. Because bottom line is, virtually every mobile phone on this fucking planet that's now digital, including the low orbit satellite mobile phone system, I helped invent with Motorola over in America. I didn't get a cent for it. I'm sick and tired of it. If anybody's interested and would like to send me a donation, it would be gratefully received, and then maybe I might be able to have a slightly better life. But I'm doing it really tough. I'm injured. I'm struggling. I'm barely able to afford food. And I smoke like a chimney, you know, and at the same time, you know, even that, you know, a packet of cigarettes that 15 years ago cost $4.50 now costs $25, $27. And most of that is bloody tax. Not the cigarette companies making the money, the Australian government making the money. One of these days, someone should take on the Australian government and sue them, you know, for their lung cancer, or sue them for their hardship. Bottom line is, go for it. As far as I'm concerned, I've had a gutful. I'm not going to break the law, but I'm going to start informing people exactly how to get around things. Have a good day. If this has been helpful to anybody, please send me a donation. It will be gratefully received, and maybe I might be able to have a slightly better life. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Have a nice day, and good on you. Go Australia. And by the way, Queensland, shit happens, you know, but in the whole scheme of things, with what's happened to me, I was a patient in the hospital 4.5 years ago, and I got absolutely hammered by a bloody psychopath while being a patient in the hospital. I get kicked in the head 50 times, I get smashed in the side of the face with a fist 9 times, 3 reconstructive surgeries. I've got brain damage now, so my brain's not as good as it used to be. Do I get any compensation? No. Do I get any help? No. You know, then we talk about the fact that my house, you know, gets burnt down. The coppers turn around and do trumped up charges and charge me with arson, endangerment of life and hinder police. I spent 4.5 months in Goulburn jail. 6 of those weeks, 6 weeks of that in a dry cell in B Block Goulburn jail, where I met some very interesting people, where I found out these people have been getting caught by mobile phones. So I told them, and I told Donnie, you know, to move around the system and let them know how to stop this from happening. Bottom line is, though, you know, I can't even take the coppers to court for wrongful imprisonment because I wasn't even convicted of anything, and I did 4.5 months in Goulburn jail. That's wrongful imprisonment. If some curry muncher up in Queensland, who bloody is, in my opinion, a terrorist, because it was his SIM card found in one of the things over in England, can get $1 million for 14 days jail, then why can't I get a couple of dollars, right, for 4.5 months of wrongful imprisonment? No one's interested, can't find a law firm in Canberra to take it on because they've all done sweetheart deals with the DPP and the police. So this is me fighting back. At the end of the day, there will be more to come, but bottom line is, the government's not interested in helping you. The government's not interested in sticking by their word. They're just out to shaft all the convicts in this country. You know, and I've had a gut full of it. Stay tuned. Keep on watching. More to